Hey up guys, this is Retro Reborn, I'm Liam, and this series is Wreck to Ring, where we are taking my Mk2 Golf that was vandalised in January, and we are restoring it, we're engine swapping it, and we're getting it to a show quality car with the intentions of driving it from England to Germany and to take it for a few laps around the Nürburgring. This episode we've got a few things to do. I've got to remove a few more things from the engine bay so that we've got room for the 1.8T that we're putting in it. I've got to remove the pedal box because we've got to take that out and modify it to work with the new engine. And I'm fitting the O2J shifter because obviously you can't use the old shifter from this. So the next job is to remove the pedal box, and obviously I need to disconnect the cables, pull the clutch and accelerator cable out from the engine bay because obviously they need to go. So yeah, let's start doing that. To make it a bit easier, I'm going to remove the under tray from the dashboard just so I can get to everything a little bit better. So we're going to start with the clutch cable first, which you can see it just loops up there. I just need to pull that out first. Just like that. And this is where the clutch cable comes through, so just pull that here. A little wiggle, that should come straight out. And you've got this grommet here. This bit here, so pull straight out. Obviously here's the accelerator, and you can see it's got a bar going along here. And that's the cable right there, so you just gotta unhook that from there. That's where the clutch cable was. This is the accelerator. Just like the clutch, just a little bit of a pull. And yeah, obviously, same here. Just give it a pull, and it's all out. So the next bit to do is the brake pedal, which is a little bit more awkward. So we've got to disconnect it from here. And there's also a connector there that needs unplugging. So essentially, for the brake, so there's this blue clip here, and then there's this, obviously, this blue clip goes in there. So you pull that off, and with a pair of pliers, you can just knock this, tap this, and pull this out. So yeah, like you can see, that comes out there. So now the brake pedal should be disconnected. So I believe we should be able to start pulling out the pedal box now. So far I can see one there, a second one up there, and if you can see it, there's one down there, and there's probably some more hiding somewhere. But yeah, I find the best way to find out is just start taking off nuts, give it a pull, and if it doesn't come out, then obviously there must be some more in there. Apparently it stopped recording ages ago, so you've not seen what I've been doing for like the past 20 minutes. But this has basically been one of those jobs where it's supposed to be a very quick job, and it's just got so out of hand, and still don't know how to get the pedal box off. As you can see, I've ended up pulling out all the carpets, which I didn't want to do, and the seats, and basically stripped the entire front interior, removed the steering column. Every single bolt I can find I pulled off, And yeah, it's still attached to something. And I just have absolutely no idea what it's attached to. So guys, finally got it out. Much more of a ball ache than expected. So firstly, the accelerator cable isn't a part of the whole thing. It has its own little bracket. So it's got a bar going across there, and then this like bolts on. Yeah, and then this is attached there. For the rest of the pedal box, there's a bolt here. There's 4 bolts here. Then there's one here. It also like sort of attaches to the side of the fuse box. So if you can look up here, right there, it's like it sits in that. And then it also attaches to the steering column here. For anyone wanting to do this, I'd advise you to take your seats and carpet out first, because obviously I didn't think I'd have to, and yeah, it makes it a lot easier just so you can access all the bolts, because some of them, like the one there, is hidden under the carpet, and not having the seats in the way just makes it 10 times easier, because obviously I did that after I pulled it all out. And then you can also see here where we did attach this is where we've obviously attached the Mk2 steering column to the Mk3 one, just there, so you guys can have a bit of a better look at that. And also the grommet here, it's got like a little so there's a grommet and then there's like a clip, a metal clip. You need to pull that off from outside. I'll show you that in a minute, otherwise it won't come out. So yeah, once you've got all them off, it should pull out. It takes a bit of like you got to maybe get, like I got a flathead and I just pried it out a little bit, but give it a good yank and it should come out. Yeah, if you can see this hole here, that's where the accelerator cable came out. If you remember, we took that off earlier. So obviously there's a grommet here, and there's this little clip that goes on the top of it. So pull this clip off, pull the grommet off before pulling out the pedal box. So we're under the car and we fit in the O2J shifter box. So in order to get it to fit, basically there's some brackets which had the old, where the old shifter box used to bolt into, and obviously with this one being bigger, it doesn't fit through, so you have to chop them off with just an angle grinder and just cut them off. And then there's a bit of like like stuck out here, so you have to chop that off as well in order to get enough clearance, otherwise your cables will end up hitting it, and you obviously don't want them rubbing together and potentially damaging your cables. So if you chop all that off, which has just been done, then you should have about enough room for the shifter box to just sit quite nicely in there. And then the next step to do is to obviously, with your O2J shifter box, there's these bolts here, so we need to drill a hole for them to go in. So just need to mark that up and figure out where I need to drill them. So I have it marked where they were hitting, just here and here. Now I should be able to just drill through. So guys, the next step is to actually crack open the gearbox. So obviously we've got 2 bolts that need to go through here and 2 here. So these ones are actually perfect height, supposedly, for the the rear section here, because obviously front of the car's that way, shifting that way. So this is where the rear is going. But the front bolts, they need to be a bit higher. So we've got some longer ones here. So to get into this, we're just gonna crack all of these open and should pop straight open. So now we've got it open. If you want to look inside, you can see we've got these 2 bolts here, so you just need to take them out and move them up here. So guys, as you can see, we've took this one out and moved it over. You need to do the same with this one, but obviously you can't get to it, so you just need to pop this off, and it has just a little clip. So if you just get a flathead, just whack it in there, pop it off, this can come out, and then you can move it to the side. So you need to, I need to fabricate a back bracket to go across there, which this can then bolt into. Obviously this bolt needs to come out and get moved to the back here, but just because I'm impatient, I just wanted to see it all in. So guys, to make the bracket, I'm using one of these that we cut off from the underside of the car to fit it, because I don't actually have any scrap metal, and this will do. So I've marked it out where I need to drill. So obviously got one hole, and the next one should be good. So guys, this is just obviously mocked up, but you can see these 2 bolts need replacing. But that's basically how it's all going to go together. So these 2, you can just, when this one is as long as that one is, these will just bolt straight on. And in the rear, you just need to fabricate some sort of bracket. So you can see where I used the cut off bit of metal. Obviously this is going to get cleaned up and properly fitted a bit better, so it's not just, a massive piece of metal which is all rusty. So it will get cleaned up and painted. But yeah, that's basically how it should fit. So you should have the rear bracket there, and then obviously fit it like that. So I'm gonna drop this all back out, properly get this to fit, get the correct bolts in, and I'll show you guys when it's all properly done. All actually in now, the box is back together. So where these bolts were, obviously I put the longer ones in like I said earlier, but I was wrong earlier. I told you to put these ones up inside of this one at the rear. That's wrong. So instead what you want to do is actually take them out completely and put them facing down this way. So obviously you got your bracket that I made up. So yeah, this is a bracket. So I cleaned it up with a wire brush and then painted it. So, and then you just want to put them down this way like that. Like that, there we go. So, and then obviously once that's fully tightened, that will be clamping it down so you won't have that moving anywhere. But there's a slight issue. So if you can see down here, this arm here, when you change gear, it's hitting here. So I'm going to need to cut a notch out. That's going to have to be a tomorrow job because it is currently 11:30 and I respect my neighbours, so I don't want them to have to listen to me cutting away metal at this time. So yeah, tomorrow I'll cut that out.
1 day later.
Hey up guys, so it's been cut out and it should all fit now, and I'll just show you where I've cut, what I've done, and how to get it all fully fitted. And yeah, let's get this job fully done, as it's taken me longer than I wanted it to. But if you look on, I want to show you the other side. This is what it used to look like. So it was all curved and there's this little lip here, and then I've just had to trim it around here so that this arm has enough clearance. So you got to think with this, when you get it in reverse and you push down, so if I can show you, push down, it moves the arm. So you just need that bit of clearance for putting it in reverse. So by just trimming this bit here, it might not, it just gives this arm a bit of extra wiggle room, so it's not hitting on anything and you can actually get reverse properly. I've got this bolt in, so that's holding it up. I'm going to fit the bracket, tighten all that in, and I'll get back to you once this is all done. So guys, there we go. Brackets all in, and this is not going anywhere. Got enough room to, if I can get it in, to get it in reverse. And then yeah. So yeah, that's a couple jobs down. That's probably going to be it for today's video. I'm not sure what we'll be doing in the next video, but yeah, make sure to stay tuned for episode 4 now. That'll be the next episode. We're planning to soon, I don't know how soon, but we will be having a video hopefully in the next month or so of us pulling the engine out of the TT. So that should be a fun video, because then once we get that out of there, we can obviously drop it in here. But once it's removed, we need to remove the wiring loom from the Mk2 and the TT, and we're going to send it off to some guy who's going to make us a custom wiring loom for us. So hopefully it'll be plug and play at that point. But yeah, you know, got the shifter in, so one step closer to having the engine ordered and having this car engine swapped and turn it into an absolute sleeper demon. So stay tuned, guys. You know, thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.